Hey guys, so we have the information for Masked SAIYAN'S EZA over on JP Dokkan, and I figured I would go ahead and make a video about this because this is a pretty significant update here we're getting for him. We are also slated to get the Dokkan Awakenings for Int Demigra, as well as the Tech Toa and the Physical Mira. So I believe those should be coming at some point within the next day or two, because this Masked SAIYAN EZA I believe is going live on the 5th, and it's currently the 2nd I'm recording this on, the 2nd at night. So we'll be getting those, as well as the EZA details for the First Form Prime Battle LR Frieza. So there's actually a lot coming to JP right now, and it's all for updating pretty much old units, which is awesome. I love that part of this game. The thing that this game does the best is it really does a good job of improving older units. EZA is obviously one of the best things to ever happen to Dokkan, and then taking older units and just giving them really, really nice Dokkan Awakenings to help older accounts. Now, obviously, those Toa and Mir units haven't been summonable for a long time, but Demigra is a character I've been pushing for a long, long time to get a Dokkan Awakening, and they're finally doing it. Now, what's funny about this is all three of those characters are related to heroes. But Masked SAIYAN, Toa, Demigra, and Mira, none of those guys are in the Dragon Ball Heroes category. So I find it a little bit funny how they're doing this now, like literally right before the Heroes Celebration, the collab event is going to come out at some point within the next few weeks here. It makes me think there's a possibility they might add them to the Dragon Ball Heroes category, but I don't think there's any confirmation of that yet. But if I had to guess, I would actually say that I'm expecting that to happen. I think Demigra, Mira, Toa, and this Masked SAIYAN are probably all going to be added to the Dragon Ball Heroes category. So we'll see if they actually do that within the next few weeks here. But here we have the Masked SAIYAN'S EZA details. He's pretty good. Leader skill is Ki +3, HP attack and defense plus 80% to all types. So that's probably, I think that's the best rainbow leader skill we have in the game, other than the 1000-day Goku. The passive, I think, is that true? It might be. I might be forgetting one other unit. Passive is attack and defense plus 100%, just straight up. Then he gets a Ki +1 and an additional attack plus 50% when there are 2 or less enemies. And he also gains an additional Ki +1 and attack and defense plus 30% when there is 1 enemy. So just quickly to break down this passive real quick. So this is up 100% of the time. Even if you're fighting 6 enemies, this is going to be active. So no matter how many enemies you're fighting against, this is always going to be there. Which is good, because prior to his EZA, I have his details pulled up right here, he only received a passive when he was fighting 2 or less. So he was pretty much useless in events that had multiple enemies in there. And while he's not the best unit right now, I don't think to be put up against like Super Battle Road or some of the million enemies in it, he's at least going to have this, which is better than literally nothing. So that's good. And if you're fighting 2 enemies or less, he's going to be getting this first part. So if he, actually no, let me rephrase that. If he's fighting 2 enemies, exactly 2 enemies, he's going to be getting this portion, Ki +1 and an additional attack plus 50%. And if he's only fighting 1 enemy, he's going to be getting this portion of his passive. So everything is included. His whole passive is active. He's fighting if he's fighting 1 enemy. So let me just make this extra clear. 1 enemy, this is what he's getting, right? 2 enemies, this is what he's getting right here, and then 3 or more enemies, this is what he's getting right here. So his ideal situation is going to be fighting 1 enemy, obviously, because with his 1 enemy that he's fighting against, he's going to be getting attack and defense plus 100%, then an extra 50% attack, so 150 attack, 100% defense. Then he's going to get 180% attack, and then 130% defense with an extra 2 ki at the start of the turn. Now, I've seen people say, oh, well, this is actually going to be higher than 180% because it's all going to be multiplied into each other, blah, 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 blah. That's not true. The reason being because all of these bonuses, all of these parts of his passive, they're all calculated at the start of turn. So no, it is not above 180 attack. It is 180. It is literally 180% attack at the full boost of his passive being active. Super attack effect is also very powerful. So prior to his EZA, he only did lower attack and defense, and that was his entire super attack and caused immense damage. Now, he's infinitely stacking attack and defense, and does immense and lower attack and defense. So this is one of the more powerful super attack effects in the entire game. This is very similar to, I think it was the free-to-play Tech Goku and Gohan unit that came out during the the $300 million celebration, where they lower attack on the enemy, but they raise their own defense. This is raising attack and defense and lowering enemies' attack, and does immense. Honestly, this is probably one of the most powerful super attack effects in the game. right here. But just their philosophy in designing this card, I think, is actually pretty good. Is he going to be super standout good in Extreme Super Battle Road? I would say probably not, because he's not going to have this full passive activated. But as long as you're able to just get this one part active when you're fighting 2 or less enemies, which is possible in Super Battle Road, right? Extreme Super Battle Road, there's a lot of stages that have 2 or less enemies. So you can potentially get these first 2 parts active, and an EZA of this caliber getting 150% attack at the start of the turn is actually going to be hitting very hard, especially when we look at the links in a second here. But this guy's really going to shine, obviously, in like the longer type events, Legendary Goku event, Infinite Dragon Ball History, those types of events. And I think that's fine, obviously, with also the stacking attack and defense with the super attack. He's more designed for those events, and I think that's okay. I would consider, obviously, Extreme Super Battle Road to be the harder event in the game, rather than those longer events. But I would prefer Dokkan to start branching out and making units specifically good for certain events, rather than creating these units that are just dominating in every event in the game, because then it just becomes boring, in my opinion. I'd rather them tailor units to be better in certain events, because then it makes you think and consider more, how do I build my team when I'm taking on some specific event? Because, if you're taking the same units into every single event and it's all you use, it becomes very stale. So I really like the design of this unit a lot, actually. I think they did a good job with this. They made him not completely useless in Super Battle Road, because he obviously, no matter what, is always going to have this first portion of the passive, which is not terrible. It's 100% attack and defense. It's not like mind-blowing, but it's decent enough. Now, quickly take a look at his links here. First of all, I want to talk about the stats. So I'm just comparing him to the, let me pull up this. Comparing him to STR Omega, just like another arbitrary EZA Dokkan Fest unit, but obviously this guy's not a Dokkan Fest. So Omega has 17.5, 17, and 13.9. So Masked Saiyan, in terms of HP and attack, are actually very nice. Like, he has a very nice spread of HP and attack stat, but his defense is pretty low for being an EZA unit. Only 10,457 at max, Rainbow EZA. So that is a little low. So you're really going to want to start stacking as soon as you can with this character, because turn 1, if this guy's getting like super attacked in Extreme Super Battle Road, he's going to take a ton of damage, like a ton of damage. So that's another reason why this guy is way more geared towards those longer events where he actually has time to build up his defense, because his stat is very low. This 100% attack and defense buff is obviously going to scale a lot lower because of his lower base defense stat. But honestly, it's really not that bad, considering he's not even a Dokkan Fest unit. So that's that. This website, I do want to show you guys, this is a very useful website. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's called web-api.e. You can just copy this link. Like, just take this link and copy. You can just pause the video and copy it. This website you can use to basically type in a character. So I typed in Masked Saiyan, and you're able to see who their best linking partner is in the game. And I just want to give a big shout out to this website because it's very useful. Somebody showed me this earlier. I forget who it was, but it is a very helpful website when building teams and stuff like that. So the one thing I did want to show real quick is this LR Tech Broly shares 5 links with Masked Saiyan, and they're both extreme tech. So yeah, even though this Masked Saiyan is not geared towards ESBR, this is a good partnership for him, because look at this. Saiyan Warrior Race, attack plus 5%, and keep in mind, this is all level 1 links. And yeah, he's not getting the extra key for fighting, I think it's 3 or more enemies, but he's getting Saiyan Lineage and Prepared for Battle here from this Tech Broly. Saiyan Lineage, by the way, at level 10 does give key plus 2. So if you have him linked up with Broly, both level 10 links, he's getting 2 key here, and he's getting 2 key here. So he's getting extra 4 key from getting linked up with this Tech Broly. It's going to help this Broly out a lot. Not even just Masked Saiyan himself, it's going to help the Broly a lot. And this Broly has traditionally not had the easiest time super attacking for me, just because those are his only 2 links, and him being an LR, it's just difficult because Extreme Tech doesn't have that many options in terms of support. But yeah, not only is this going to make Masked Saiyan pretty good as a linking partner for Tech Broly, because he's getting 4 key, so this guy will be starting at 10 key, so it's going to be like almost guaranteed for him to launch a super attack. But this Broly, it's also going to be a lot easier for him to launch a super attack as well. So I think this partnership is going to work out super well in Extreme Tech Super Battle Road. Yeah, I guess we'll see after, probably tomorrow we'll figure it out, because again, I think tomorrow is when we'll get the data download, but I do expect this guy along with Miruto and Demigod to all be added to the Dragon Ball Heroes category, and then that will like snowball into the Dragon Ball Heroes collaboration later this month, where I expect something huge to come out, and then everything will tie in together, and that category is going to become insane. I'm telling you right now, mark it down on your calendars. Dragon Ball Heroes category is going to be ridiculous in like 3 weeks time from now. So that's all I had for this. Let me know what you guys think about this EZA. I really like it a lot. The design is very, very nice, well thought out. Not too broad to where he's like, okay, I'm going to throw this guy in every single team. He's going to perform well everywhere and it becomes stale. You want to choose your spots where you want to use this character, but in the correct spots, he's going to shine a lot because he's a very, very powerful unit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you all in the next one.